Greetings, my name is Flora Mtai, founder CEO of Melvin's Tea, a brand that has been in the market for over 29 years. And now I have a passion to share all those years with entrepreneurs from wherever in the world you may be listening to this. So recently, we did an analysis of all the people we've ever coached and mentored, which are quite a few. And I was very, very surprised, thinking that the first challenge, I wish you'd guess with me, that entrepreneurs suffer from is actually productivity. I would have thought it's financing. And you'd be surprised, financing actually came number 5. So today, I'm going to talk to you about productivity and give you 10 hacks of how we can improve our productivity, not just for ourselves as the leader, but for our organizations and the people who we work with. It can be used at home, it can be used in the office. Because remember, as leaders, we set the tone. So a disorganized leader will lead to a disorganized organization, and there's really no time to do that. My passion for doing this is really to try and change the African narrative that we have so many small entrepreneurs in business. I would rather have much larger global businesses coming out of the African continent. And therefore, that's my passion. And this is why today we will be talking all matters productivity. But remember, I talked about the 5 challenges entrepreneurs face. So before I get into that, let me share what they are, much to my surprise. So time management was one big one, where they were saying I'm struggling with time to implement in all areas. The second one, of course, is change management. How do I change my team? How do I get people to do what I want them to do? The third one was digital skills and visibility. How do I learn how to get myself findable and put myself out in the market? Fourth was mindset shift and learning. Everything begins and falls with the leadership. So if my mindset is not correct, everybody else is not right. So I'm proud that we're actually realizing that your mindset as an entrepreneur is one of the most important things to actually address. And the last one, of course, is financial constraints. So surprisingly, if you had asked me this off the top of my head, every entrepreneur I find, they say finances is the challenge, but imagine that is the order that I have found. Down to all matters productivity, 10 hacks. Number 1, the Einstein matrix, basically the priority matrix. What is urgent? What is not urgent? What is not important? What is not important? And what do I delegate? Basically, if you look at these 4 quadrants, you can see you always want to run to what is important and urgent, but you don't want to run to what's important and not urgent. And let me actually say that is where you are actually scaling. You're actually being very, very efficient. So what do you do with urgent important? You can delegate it, give it to somebody else, or deal with it instantly and get it out of the way. What's not important, not urgent, actually drop, delete. And what is urgent, not important, again, you delegate. So very, very simple tool, very easy to use. I use that very, very, very often. The second hack is time blocking. You need time to be focused, time to really sit down and do tough work. I personally prefer very early in the morning. I wake up early, I give it 2 hours. So by the time everybody else is waking up, I've thrown in my real strategic thinking, where I want the important things that will move the lever. That's what I call them. And one of the interesting things about time blocking, if you could get your organization to do it at the same time. So for example, say no meetings will be happening before 9, and then after 12 or in the afternoon, we will have another set. Productivity hack number 3, the Pomodoro technique. Number 1, decide on the task you need to do, set 25 minutes, actually set your clock. Work on the task until the timer rings, take a short 5-minute break, and after 4 cycles of doing the same thing, you'll actually, you can then take a longer break. What does this do? It gives you bouts of focus. So you can actually, especially when you really need to churn things out, make decisions, this is a very good technique. And it's a technique you can teach your team to actually do. So nobody speaks for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and you do this 4 times in a row. Productivity hack number 4, focus on the top key 3 things. This is my favorite, actually. When I told you I wake up in the morning very early, what I do is I wake up and choose what are the 3 key things today I need to do to move the lever to where I want to go. Tend to be strategic things, not tasks. And then once they have tasks below them, I come into the office and I delegate to the rest of the team. Very, very important. One of my key hacks. Productivity 5 is batch processing. So what do you process? The things that are recurring, put them together and actually schedule them, do them at a particular time. The things are important and urgent, put a time. So maybe if you've done your thinking, then you could actually take a small break and say, okay, for the next 1 hour, I'll reply to mail, deal with everything in the morning, and then go back and do other things. The urgent, not important, like I said, give those out, delegate them, but you could have a 5 minute conversation with whoever you're delegating them to. So when they're done, they can come and give you back, the report. So batch processing is number 5. Use of management tools. Whether you're going to use Asana, whether you're going to do any.do, monday.com, there's some time management tools that really help you keep track of your time. I prefer simple. Google Documents keeps me very well on track, and I use my Outlook calendar as much as I can when I remember to follow it. Productivity hack number 6 is delegation. I can't say how important this is. There's a lot of stuff. In fact, what I do is when you're going to touch something, ask yourself, can somebody else within this organization do it? So you might say right now they might not have the skill, but choose whose area it falls in. If it's in marketing, train somebody, but don't abrogate. This is one of the things that people do, is they tend to abrogate. In one of the upcoming videos, we will discuss how to delegate, because you could also develop a delegation matrix. So this, when it is in strategic, it goes to my top management. When it is a task, it can go to a junior manager. But the most important thing about delegation is to make sure to always come back and make sure that you achieved what you want. And communication, when you're delegating, always communicate the vision. What are you trying to achieve? So begin with the end in mind, communicate that clearly, and then leave the person to do it. And when they come back, make sure that it's well done. Hack number 8 is have theme days. Have Monday will be my strategy day, and I will catch up with all my heads of department, all my sales teams. Tuesday, I will meet up with product development. Wednesday will be my side hustle day, and I'll deal with my administration issues. Thursday, you could make it your social media day, and Friday, being a light day, maybe that's the one you want to choose for social media. So what happens with these days is you could also schedule your meetings with everybody else around that, with your suppliers around that. So that, let's say, if it's a social media, you deal with everything around that, including the photography, the scheduling on that day. It actually makes the day more enjoyable and less haphazard, and everybody knows today is this kind of day. The next one is the 2-minute rule. This is hack 9. What you can do in 2 minutes, do it and get over and done with. If you want a cup of tea, get your cup of tea way before you've actually started. That will actually ensure, like I've just had my sip, that you actually are more productive. If you need to make that appointment with the doctor, anything you can do within 2 minutes, do it and get it out of the way. Why? Because even if you try and focus on more important things, it will always be on your mind. And finally, productivity hack number 10 is a weekly review. Never, ever, ever do anything without going back into checking what you're doing and seeing what the results give. For example, if Friday is your social media day, check what are your numbers that week. What did I get on that post? What happened on that? How did people react? When you're planning, if Monday is your sales meeting day, check what have we achieved in the week, what did we not. Same thing with your planning. So plan your week. Use Friday or Sunday or Saturday to do your planning, and then do not begin the next planning before you review and start saying, hey, I'm not sticking to my plans, maybe I need more thematic days. And guess what? You now have 10 hacks to improve your productivity. All the best. Keep calm, stay organized, and make sure that you really begin to enjoy and be an effective and productive entrepreneur. Thank you.